You look in the mirror day after day, and despite the creams, the sunscreen, the treatments, the dark patches are still there. You've been doing everything right, or at least everything you've been told is right, and still melasma lingers. But what if I told you that the reason your skin isn't clearing, that the reason those stubborn spots refuse to fade, has less to do with your skincare routine and everything to do with what you're drinking every day? My name is Dr. Matthew Williams, dermatologist with over 20 years of experience. And today I want to show you what most people, and even most professionals, completely overlook when it comes to fading melasma. The hidden impact of 3 everyday drinks that may be sabotaging your skin from the inside. And before we go any further, take a second to tell me in the comments where you're watching from. It's always powerful to see how many people around the world are walking this healing path together. Now, let's get something clear. Melasma is not just a skin issue. It's not just about pigmentation or sun exposure. Melasma is a chronic inflammatory condition. It has deep hormonal roots. It is closely connected to stress, to metabolic imbalance, to insulin resistance, and to oxidative damage. And what you put into your body, especially what you drink, can directly influence every single one of these factors. Most people think skincare starts and ends with what they apply on their face. But your skin is a mirror of your internal chemistry. And your drinks? They shape that chemistry more than you think. So what's the big deal with drinks? The answer is simple. They act fast, they absorb quickly, and they often bypass your awareness. You might be mindful about your meals, about avoiding junk food, sugar, or dairy. But what about your drinks? Because many of them are silently raising your blood sugar, triggering cortisol, overloading your liver, and feeding the exact mechanisms that keep your melasma alive. The truth is, there are 3 drinks that are extremely common, socially acceptable, and often even considered harmless. But they are, in fact, biochemical triggers for pigment overproduction. They feed the inflammation, they damage collagen, they disrupt your hormones, and they make it nearly impossible for your skin to recover. And perhaps the most frustrating part? You're drinking them thinking they're fine. You might even believe they're good for you, but your skin tells another story. Because your body doesn't care about marketing. It doesn't care about what the label says. It only responds to what's happening on a cellular level. And when you understand the science, when you finally see what's truly happening beneath the surface, everything begins to make sense. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment, about finally giving your skin what it truly needs to heal, not just topically, but deeply, from the inside out. So stay with me, because from now on, every sip you take will come with new awareness, and with that awareness comes transformation. Let's begin with the first, and arguably most damaging, drink on this list. Soda. It's sweet, fizzy, comforting, and socially accepted. For many people, it's a daily ritual. But if you're trying to fade melasma, soda is one of your skin's worst enemies. Here's why. A single can of soda contains anywhere between 7 to 10 teaspoons of sugar. That alone is enough to wreak havoc on your insulin levels. And insulin, as we now know, directly influences the enzyme tyrosinase, the enzyme responsible for melanin production. When tyrosinase activity increases, your skin produces more pigment. More pigment means darker patches. Simple as that. But it doesn't stop there. That sugar spike also triggers a cascade of inflammation. It stimulates the release of advanced glycation end products, compounds that break down collagen and elastin, the very proteins that give your skin its strength, elasticity, and clarity. The result? A duller tone, thinner texture, and uneven patches that seem to spread with every passing month. Now add to that the phosphoric acid found in colas, which depletes your body's magnesium stores. And you've got a cocktail of skin damage. And let me be clear, magnesium isn't just any mineral. It plays a key role in regulating inflammation, hormonal balance, and skin regeneration. When you lack magnesium, your skin becomes more reactive to sun exposure, more prone to oxidative stress, and slower to heal from pigmentation. But soda doesn't just dehydrate your skin and spike your insulin. It also burdens the liver, the organ responsible for breaking down hormones, toxins, and excess estrogen. And when the liver is overwhelmed, your body begins to reroute these excesses through the skin, especially in the form of pigmentation issues like melasma. As a dermatologist, I've seen countless patients who were doing everything right topically, but drinking 2, sometimes 3 sodas a day. They were unintentionally feeding the very problem they were trying to solve. And I know it can be hard to let go. Soda brings emotional comfort. It's associated with moments of joy, with childhood, with that sense of reward. But I want to gently remind you, no short-term satisfaction is worth a long-term struggle with your skin. There are alternatives: sparkling water with lemon, herbal iced teas, infused waters with cucumber, mint, and berries. These options hydrate, nourish, and support your skin, instead of inflaming it. Because here's the truth, every sip matters. Every drink you choose is either working with your body or against it. And when it comes to melasma, where hormones, inflammation, and oxidative stress are already against you, the last thing you need is a daily chemical bomb in a can. This is your invitation to break the cycle, to swap the fizzy rush for something that supports your healing, to choose clarity, inside and out. Now let's talk about the second drink on our list. And this one may surprise you because many people believe it's healthy, natural, even beneficial for the skin. But if you're struggling with melasma, it's time to look closely at fruit juices, especially the packaged, store-bought kind. Juice seems innocent. After all, it comes from fruit. It's marketed as full of vitamins, especially vitamin C, which is often praised for skin benefits. But here's what no one tells you. Most fruit juices are blood sugar bombs. Whether it's orange, apple, grape, or even green juice, blends from the store, the vast majority are stripped of fiber, loaded with concentrated fructose, and in many cases include added sugars, preservatives, and flavor enhancers. They hit your bloodstream fast, causing a rapid spike in glucose and insulin levels. And as we've discussed, this insulin surge triggers melanin production through the activation of tyrosinase, the enzyme behind skin pigmentation. Now think about this. A single glass of orange juice can contain the juice of 3 to 4 oranges. That's a lot of sugar, without the natural fiber that slows absorption and supports digestion. Without fiber, your body absorbs that sugar quickly. And your blood sugar, along with your insulin, spikes just like it does with soda. But there's another hidden danger in fruit juice: fructose. Unlike glucose, which every cell in your body can use, fructose is processed almost entirely in the liver. Excess fructose, especially in liquid form, leads to fat buildup in the liver, increased inflammation, and elevated estrogen levels, all of which contribute to melasma flare-ups. Yes, you heard that right. Fructose from juice, even natural juice, can raise estrogen, stress your liver, and promote the kind of internal imbalance that shows up on your skin as pigment. And this is where the trap lies. You're drinking juice, thinking it's helping you. But what it's really doing is pushing your hormones out of balance, activating inflammatory pathways, and putting your liver under strain, which slows down detoxification and makes your skin more prone to discoloration. Now, does this mean you should never eat fruit again? Of course not. Whole fruits, in moderation, are wonderful sources of antioxidants, hydration, and fiber. It's the juiced, extracted, and concentrated version, especially in a bottle or a box, that becomes problematic. Even homemade juice, unless it's diluted and combined with fiber, can have the same harmful effect if consumed in large quantities. So what can you do? If you want something fruity, try blending whole fruits with water and fiber-rich ingredients like flaxseed or chia. Or simply enjoy a small serving of low-glycemic fruits like berries or kiwi, eaten whole with skin and pulp intact. This simple shift in habit can make a massive difference in your skin's healing journey. Because melasma is not just a skin issue, it's a mirror of your inner environment. And when you nourish that environment, when you stabilize your blood sugar, support your liver, and reduce hormonal chaos, Your skin responds. It softens. It lightens. It clears. So next time you reach for that colorful bottle of juice, remember, bright colors on the label don't mean brighter skin. Sometimes what seems healthy on the outside is doing harm on the inside. Let's now talk about the third drink, and for many, this will be the hardest to hear. Because this one is deeply tied to comfort, routine, even identity. It's the beloved coffee, and more specifically, too much coffee. Let's be honest, for many people, coffee is sacred. It's how they start their day. It's what keeps them focused, alert, even emotionally stable. But if you suffer from melasma, it's time to take a serious look at what excessive coffee might be doing beneath the surface. First, understand this. Coffee in moderation is not the enemy. In fact, in small amounts, coffee has antioxidant benefits, may support brain health, and might even help with blood flow. But here's the problem. Most people don't consume coffee in moderation. They start with 1 cup in the morning, then 1 mid-morning, another in the afternoon. And suddenly, they're having 3, 4, even 5 cups a day, often on an empty stomach. And what does this do to your skin? Let's begin with cortisol, the stress hormone. Caffeine stimulates the adrenal glands to release cortisol. And when that happens occasionally, it's not a problem. But when your cortisol is constantly elevated, your body enters a state of low-grade chronic stress. And chronic stress does 3 very specific things to your skin. It triggers inflammation, worsening pigmentation. It disrupts hormonal balance, especially estrogen and progesterone, both key in melasma. It slows down collagen production and skin regeneration, leaving your skin weaker, thinner, and more reactive to the sun. Now imagine layering this on top of other stressors, environmental toxins, emotional stress, poor sleep, nutrient deficiencies. Your skin becomes overwhelmed, and instead of fading, melasma deepens, and that's just the beginning. Coffee also interferes with the absorption of key nutrients, including magnesium, zinc, and iron, all of which play a central role in pigmentation control, collagen production, and immune function. Without these minerals, your body cannot regulate melanin efficiently, cannot rebuild damaged skin properly, and cannot defend itself from oxidative damage. And then there's the additives. Most people don't drink their coffee black. They add sugar, artificial sweeteners, powdered creamers, or dairy, all of which carry their own inflammatory load. Sugar feeds insulin resistance. Artificial sweeteners disrupt gut bacteria. Certain types of dairy contribute to estrogen dominance. It's not just the coffee. It's the combination of habits surrounding it that create the problem. But Dr. Williams, you might ask, do I have to give up coffee completely? Not necessarily. The key is awareness and control. Limit yourself to 1 cup a day. Avoid drinking it on an empty stomach. Don't sweeten it with sugar or artificial creamers. Consider herbal alternatives like roasted chicory, rooibos, or green tea in moderation. And most importantly, make sure your coffee habit isn't replacing your hydration, because dehydration makes your skin more vulnerable to sun damage and pigmentation. Melasma thrives in chaos, hormonal chaos, metabolic chaos, inflammatory chaos. And excessive caffeine creates exactly that. So what can you choose instead? Start your day with a mineral-rich herbal infusion, warm lemon water, or a magnesium-rich smoothie. It may not feel as stimulating at first, but it will nourish your skin, calm your nervous system, and support deep healing. Because real beauty isn't about looking awake, it's about being truly balanced on the inside. And when your body feels safe, stable, and nourished, your skin will show it. Now that you know the truth about soda, fruit juice, and excessive coffee, I want to bring everything back to one simple truth. Your skin is not the problem. Your skin is a messenger. It's showing you what's happening inside, what your hormones are doing, how your liver is functioning, whether inflammation is running wild, and if your body feels overwhelmed or supported. And the drinks you consume each day are either fueling healing or feeding the fire. Melasma doesn't appear overnight. It builds slowly, through chronic stress, nutrient depletion, and repeated hormonal imbalances. And in the same way, the path to fading it isn't quick or flashy. It's steady, it's thoughtful, it's rooted in your daily choices, especially what you sip. Think about it. How many times a day do you drink something? Coffee in the morning, juice with breakfast, a soda with lunch, another coffee in the afternoon. Each one seems small, but together they create a biochemical environment that either allows your skin to regenerate or blocks it from ever healing. If you've been wondering why your treatments aren't working, if you've spent money on serums, lasers, prescriptions, only to be disappointed, this could be your missing piece. Because you cannot heal a skin condition that's being triggered from the inside if you're only treating the outside. This is not about perfection. This is not about fear. This is about respect for your body, your skin, and the miracle of healing it's capable of when given the right support. So here's where you start. Replace soda with sparkling water and citrus slices. Swap packaged juices for herbal teas or blended whole fruits with fiber. Cut back on coffee and add more magnesium-rich drinks to your day. Give your liver less to fight. Give your hormones a chance to stabilize. Give your skin the conditions it needs to finally let go of those patches and reveal the light underneath. This isn't just about melasma. This is about you, about reclaiming your reflection, your confidence, your sense of control. Because every small change matters. Every drink you switch is a new message to your skin. I'm ready to support you. I'm listening. I care. And when you send that message, day after day, your skin will begin to answer back with softness, with clarity, with light. If this video helped you see things differently, I'd love for you to tell me in the comments. What's the first drink you're ready to let go of? And where are you watching from? Let's continue growing this community of people who believe in real healing. Healing that starts inside and shows up on the outside. Because you deserve clear skin. You deserve peace when you look in the mirror. And it all starts with what you choose, sip by sip.